Todd Archer, 9 hours ago, the Cowboys have agreed to a deal with Marcus Dixon to be their defensive line coach. He worked with Christian Parker in Denver and spent the last 2 years in Minnesota. So he joins Derek Ansley, pass game coordinator, and Ryan Smith with the corners for Christian Parker's staff.
Do you remember him at all, Chop?
Not really.
08,
I remember the name.
He was a rookie.
Yeah, I remember the name. I don't really remember much of him.
Ooh, yeah. 08 was Pac-Man. You were kind of distracted that year.
Very distracted.
But no, he's somebody who I know. Broadus had asked around about him a little bit. You heard really positive things about him. And, I mean, he's had a good run. He came from, if you look at his coaching career and where he's been, his first gig in the NFL was with the Rams. He was working under Raheem Morris and a lot of those Rams coaches that have gotten jobs in the NFL now. And then after that, it was Fangio and then Flores. So, I mean, he's got a really good run of guys that he's worked with, and they all seem to be really high on him. So, again, it's the youth movement with them. All these coaches that they're hiring, they're like our age. They're right around there. And so it's going to be a very, very young coaching staff.
Yesterday, Clarence Hill caught up with George Pickens and Dak Prescott at the Pro Bowl practice, and he started off asking GP about that possible franchise tag.
You don't want the franchise tag? I mean, what would you do if they gave you the franchise tag?
That's the thing. I ain't even thought about that because it's been so much, kind of like you said, Micah's money and some of the space that he had. You see what I mean?
They basically said, we got money for you, so
you see what I mean?
Why were you talking about the franchise tag?
So I just wait on them. That's all I can really do. And chill with the guys.
Micah was lingering yesterday. Micah... It's giving me, this is really looking into it, all right? I'm not giving a real theory, but just an observation. It's giving me kind of like future Luka vibes, where I'm like, it feels like Luka could come back one day. And Micah feels like he has to just be in the mix. Like, Micah could be at home chilling. Like, yeah. Micah, it's like Micah could not miss being out here on his walker. And yesterday when Lamb and Pickens are hanging out, like, Micah was kind of along with them. And I don't know, a lot of people, they were just kind of like doing the slow zoom in on Micah, saying, man, he still wants to be a Cowboy.
Did you see the Aubrey clip?
The golf?
Yeah, where he's doing something. Aubrey's doing something. Brandon Aubrey.
Did you analyze that swing?
Well, I didn't need to, because when I played golf a couple of weeks ago, we were the group ahead of Brandon Aubrey.
Well,
at Cowboys Golf Club.
And he reached you?
No. Well, from the front tees. Okay, we play back. I play an entirely different golf course than he did. No, he was at the front tees.
I think he won the NFL long drive.
Yeah, he was. It was obviously not him. It was the group he was with. Because you just play with the people you're playing with. So they were playing like two teams. He had a good swing.
He hit it 336.
And he drives the ball a long way. He drives it almost as far as he kicks it.
So when he's up there and he's doing this little challenge, Mike is offset just hyping him up, and at the end of it he goes, "That's my kicker." It's like, no, it's not. That's not your kicker anymore, dude. Let's be honest. We all know this. Micah didn't want to leave.
Right.
This just got sideways, and there were a lot of different things that played. Like, that one felt way more preventable than Luka did. In terms of, I guess Nico could have prevented it, but like Nico seemed to make up his mind, I'm getting rid of you. And, and there's nothing that can be done to salvage this. The Micah one, it was like there were steps along the way where if they just communicated better, if something happened, like he's still here probably.
Bobby thinks there's a little bit of a difference with Dak speaking about keeping Micah versus Dak speaking about keeping Pickens with Chill.
We know we got to get that side of the ball right, but we got to make sure that we aren't complacent with what we've done on our side of the ball. We've got to get one of our guys signed and make sure that we take a big step on offense as well.
You said getting one of your guys signed.
Yeah.
Which one are you talking about?
Yeah, the guy out here. The guy out here that doesn't have a contract. No matter in whichever way that they got to do it, he's an important piece of this offense, important piece of what we're trying to do. And so leave it to those guys. Obviously, if I need to get involved, I've said it before, I will. But confident in Jerry and everybody who makes those decisions and how much he means to us.
And look, he was pro Micah with his statements, Dak was. Yeah. But Dak also gave the caveat of, it's always business, there's this and this. Like, you could tell that it wasn't like he was chasing him out of town, but that's a more full-throated endorsement of Pickens, I think, being back. That's unequivocal. It's, I'll go get involved if I have to. He's the guy that needs to be here. It's very much more like the way he talked about CeeDee Lamb. So when you look at is George Pickens. Does he have all the maturity in order? Is he too tardy to function here? Either Dak is a good actor, or it's not a serious enough problem that it bugs Dak, who is the one who generally is meant to keep players in line at the player level.
Choppy, get ready to be jealous because it appears that Bobby may be going to Mexico City.
Oh.
As yesterday, the league kept talking about expanding, and I think we got a game in Paris.
Yeah, we do.
And there's going to be one in Mexico City, and people are kind of aligning the Cowboys with this by going back to an old Jerry Jones quote saying, I'd give up a home game for a game in Mexico City, and they're going to do it in December. So, Bobby, aloha.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an aloha.
I wouldn't know. Here's the thing. I don't know. I don't know if I would go to that. I would want to.
Because the station
Do you have a
won't send
passport?
Right there.
You don't have a passport.
I do not have a passport. I don't know that I trust myself to logistically have the things in order that I'm supposed to with a passport at any given moment. Hellman's getting married.
Well,
Overseas in a couple months.
That's right.
And I will need a passport for that. And so I've got to get on that and figure that out. That's why so frequently, as you've probably seen, whenever something comes up and I'm just like, yeah, sure. If Kristen's around, she will cut off and say, send it to me. Send it to me and I'll make sure it gets done. Don't send it to him because he's not going to, he won't do it or he'll forget about it or whatever else. And so, I don't know, 12 months is a long time to try to get my passport.
No, it isn't. So
I think you could do
it. Why hasn't she started the process?
That I haven't specifically told her about yet, I don't think.
She knows that she needs a passport for the wedding?
No, I don't think so.
Does she know where the wedding is?
I don't think. I told her there was a wedding that we were going to have to go to.
She doesn't know where
I don't think I told her it was overseas.
And she's going to this, too. And she doesn't have a passport? Or she does?
Yeah, she doesn't.
No.
She doesn't know where it is. She doesn't know where it is.
Yeah.
We can't say it because it's Dave Hellman. I can't wait for him to join us Wednesday so I can announce. I'll get his permission to announce so you guys can stop acting like this is a Kardashian.
He's going to get
stalked by the press.
I was trying to. That was
no
me,
one's going to go
him.
crash his wedding in another country.
Who would crash it? Who's the enemy? Someone from The Ringer? Who's he?
Mike Leslie showing up in those jorts of his or whatever, probably.
So Mexico City, maybe. They didn't announce it, maybe.
I support this way more than anything going over in Europe. I ain't getting up for an 8 a.m. football game. Not going to do that. Not do that. Saturdays and Sundays, we sleep in at the Choppy household. Okay, you folks that have young kids, you get up early. I got teenagers. I wake up when they wake up, which is around 11 o'clock. Get just in time for football. So, yeah, I'm all for this one.
There will be we'll save that one. Mike McCarthy continues to add to his staff. With every addition that's announced in Pittsburgh, Bobby just gets a little chuckle.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of depends on which hires. Every now and then I see a hire, and I'm like, oh, pretty good. Nice little hire there. That's good. But he is just starting to, stack up his staff with everybody that was on his failed staffs in Dallas in 2020 and 2024. So he's already added Adam Henry.
What are failed staffs?
The 2 years that went completely bonkers sideways and logistically felt like a nightmare for their staff. 2020 was awful with COVID and everything else. And then 2024, there was just that meltdown spiral that was bad enough that when Schottenheimer got in his exit interview, he went like, oh, yeah. I'd say number one thing is you got to revamp everything, how it works culture-wise around here because it's trash. And so he's hiring just basically everything there. Scott Tolzien, the quarterbacks coach for the Saints, he's got an interview to be the offensive coordinator. They added Scott McCurley as their outside linebackers coach. McCurley had been here. McCurley twice demoted, I think. He was demoted in Green Bay and then demoted in Dallas. So he just keeps adding to that staff with guys that have failed.
So I'm sure you were anti-Kellen hiring Scott Tolzien.
No, because Kellen's a genius.
Good job, Choppy.